What's up, everybody? Kirby here, and today I'll be reviewing the 2004 comedy, which of course stars Will Ferrell, and it also stars Christina Applegate. And that movie would be Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. So, basically what the plot of this movie is where we have this man named Ron Burgundy, played by Will Ferrell, who's a very successful news anchorman. Everyone loved him so much. Everyone especially loved seeing him on TV, along with his childhood friends. Brian Fantana, played by Paul Rudd, Champ Kine, played by David Koechner, and Brick Tamlin, played by Steve Carell. And Ron is still a successful news anchorman, since, like I said, a lot of people really enjoy watching the news stuff and all that. Things went really great until there's this woman named Veronica Corningstone, played by Christina Applegate, who wants to become the anchorman for the San Diego news station, which basically made Ron Burgundy jealous, especially because Veronica would also be Ron's co-anchor. But then what happens is that Ron and Veronica get into like a relationship and they start to fall in love, but then it all changed when Veronica took over for Ron, because Ron was late after that motorcycle guy threw his dog out of a bridge. And basically it's the whole point of the movie is that Ron basically wants to be a successful anchorman, and he pretty much meets his match with this woman named Veronica Corningstone, and that's how I can explain the plot for Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. So my opinion on this movie, yeah, it is silly, but it's also pretty funny, and of course it later became a cult classic, and I can understand why it's a cult classic. The acting performances were pretty good and funny, pretty solid even. I thought Will Ferrell was pretty funny as Ron Burgundy, and I thought Christina Applegate was pretty good too. Same with Steve Carell, David Koechner, Paul Rudd. And Fred Willard is also in this movie. He plays Ed Harkin, who's the boss of the San Diego news station. I thought Fred Willard was pretty good in the movie. We also have a really funny, priceless scenes, in which some of them are actually kind of iconic. Like, there's of course this really hilarious scene where like Ron and Veronica were at the restaurant, and Ron started to play the flute in the restaurant, like pretty much everywhere. That was kind of silly and priceless at the same time. There's another funny part I liked in the movie. And I'm sure some of you probably might remember this too. Like, there's actually this one funny scene where when Ron was ending Ron was ending like, how to explain it, like, so you know how like when Ron finishes a sentence after his time during a news segment, he says, "I am Ron Burgundy. But there's this one funny scene where he mistakenly says, "I am Ron Burgundy," with the question mark at the end of his last name. And he says, "I am Ron Burgundy." Yeah, that was also pretty funny. A pretty funny line too. And 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 there's also this pretty funny scene where when Ron and Veronica were in a relationship, there's this imagined sequence where I think they go flying in space, and a lot of random things happen in this imaginable fantasy, and I know a Tom Jones song plays in that scene. I thought that scene was pretty good and funny too. And yeah, overall, I pretty much have nothing else to say about Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. I mean, if you like Will Ferrell, and if you like one of these silly comedies like this one, then yeah, I recommend Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. It's worth watching. It's worth a shot. You'll definitely find it funny, for sure. So for my final rating, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 stars. A pretty funny movie from 2004. Thank you all for watching and listening to my review on Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. This is Kirby saying, peace out.